Well, hello. Made by Michelle here. I'm Michelle. You're at a little bit different angle. I hope that's okay. So, and I have my ring light on. I hope that doesn't bother you. So today I thought I would talk about my So Frugal Makes and what I'm doing today, or what I hope to finish today, and then what I hope to work on upcoming. So I'm wearing the Albion blouse that I made. I'll put pictures in, but I'm wearing it with some Butterick pants that I made last year. I believe it was last year. It might have been the year before, actually. But I've never really been able to wear them because they were too big. So I just took this chunk of elastic out, and this is exactly 5 inches. I just eyeballed it, but 5 inches of elastic. Sorry, my head's not in the picture. And so I just opened up the waistband, took 5 inches out, sewed the waistband back together. I overlapped it by 2 inches, so I actually took out 6, 7, 8, 9 inches actually, and then put it back together. And it's a little bit extra gathered back here, but I don't mind. These pants are in a single gauze, but the print was so beautiful. I found it at Joann's several years ago. The print was so beautiful that I just had to have it. So it was in their nursery section, which I thought was odd, but the gal said that they made like not swaddles, but the little wrap that you carry the baby up next to you in, which I never had anything like that. I just used of course my daughter's 20, but I just used the little, things that you buy, the little strap-on things, so that my husband and I could both use it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take this off. I have a tank top and a bra on, so not to offend anybody, but I'm going to take this off so I can show you what I did that was different. The Albion blouse normally has 3 little buttons and 3 little Rolo loops here. Now I changed it because I like this tie feature that is sort of popular right now, but I've been like, I don't necessarily want it right here in the middle of my chest. I have a very large chest. I have a lot of extra, so I don't think that I need to accentuate by adding extra here. And I changed the sleeves. I didn't change anything at the top. I did straighten out the pattern piece at the bottom. It was designed to have pleats and a smaller cuff with a button placket. What do they call that? A continuous lap placket. And then 2 or 3 buttons on the cuff. I think it was 2 little tiny buttons and Rolo loops. And I used the cuff that I designed, that I recently made for my Saturday shirt. So I'm going to take this off and show you one other modification that I did. So I also was noticing that this, sorry, my tank top doesn't match, but I also noticed that this didn't have a secure of anything, and so I used this little string that I had in my stash. I think it was off one of my daughter's little nightgowns when she was a baby, and I removed it because I didn't want it. It was like on the bottom to cinch the bottom in, like so that their little feet don't pop out. I took it off because I didn't want her to choke on it or something. Anyway, I put this string in. I anchored it into the side seam, just like I anchored these ties into the side seam. And then I anchored this into, they have you finish this shirt in the instructions with bias tape, which I used my new wide Specky Seamstress bias tape, which I thought was awesome. I didn't catch this piece, but nobody's going to see the inside of it but me and now all of you. It's fine. It's not going to unravel or anything. So I anchored this piece to the bias, and I anchored this piece to the side seam. Sorry, where is it? Back here. To the side seam. And then on these, since it's double gauze, I didn't want it to pull loose, so I put an extra piece of fabric in this side seam, an extra piece of double gauze to make it extra secure, because I knew I was going to be doing this. So I put I doubled up a piece of right sides together, piece of double gauze on that side seam. I plan on going back and finishing all these seams with my serger, but I haven't done that yet. And so I stabilized the shoulders with ribbon because it's double gauze, and they have a tendency to pull, like that one's starting to. But then you sew the facing down. See, I stabilized the shoulder seam with ribbon. Yeah, it's a nice pattern. If you haven't seen the Albion blouse pattern on, the only thing is that the facing pattern, I had to add a couple pieces to the facing, because it didn't end up being the same size as the outside piece. And as you can see, I mean, these are super high-waisted. My belly button is here. My Butterick pants always end up super high-waisted. It's B6070. I don't know if it's still available. I mean, I'm sure you could get it off Etsy or somewhere, but I'll put a picture of it in. I've made probably at least 6 or 7 pairs of these. Some, like one pair, I just omitted the waistband and put folded the top of the pattern piece down and put a yoga band on so that it wouldn't be high-waisted. Those are my chambray pair, and I love them. They fit so nice, but the rest of them are super high-waisted. And this one, I think I actually did an extra wide waistband on, which don't ask me why I did that. But anyway, they fit fantastic. They're super wide-legged. I'll put a picture in that I just took of this outfit, which is fantastic. I think it goes fabulous with these. But anyway, yeah, the bottom is finished with bias tape, and I don't know if it said it in the instructions or if I just chose to do it. I finished each pattern piece, so like the front and the back, or the front 2 pieces and then the back piece, with bias, and then I seamed them together. So so there's a joint here. But again, I'm the only one that knows that, besides now all of you. And so then yeah, this side was going to be a tiny bit longer for some reason, and so I just gathered it up a tiny bit, which you'd never notice because this is the side that ties. And so I didn't want to cut any of it off. And so, yeah, again, it's starting to fray a little bit already. This, I only wore it once. Double gauze is one of those fabrics that it just frays like nobody's business. So I've got to fix that. So good thing I noticed it, but it's all good. I've got some pants that I've made out of double gauze, and you always want to put bias tape or ribbon. And this single gauze is horrible. I don't really recommend making pants out of them. But, you know, just got to be real careful. Wash them in a bag or hand wash them. And then, you know, just line dry. So anyway, that was the first thing that I wanted to get made for So Frugal. And then the next thing I made was 3 pairs of shorts. And I made these shorts because I'm hoping to go on a sewing retreat. Sorry, my tank top doesn't match up to my bra all the way, but I'm hoping to go on a sewing retreat this year. And I say hoping because I can't buy the tickets yet. It's in August. The one that I'm looking at is in August, and yeah, I would like to wear my own made clothes when I go, and so I wanted to make some more of my Friday Pattern Company sport shorts. And so I made this pair out of that cheetah fabric that I got at the beginning of February when I went shopping with my daughter. Now, when I make Friday Pattern Company sport shorts, I always use contrasting binding because I just like the look of it. There are pattern pieces, if you're not familiar with the pattern, there are pattern pieces to make all of your own binding, which is fantastic. It's like an entry to making your own binding if you've not ever done that. And I have it's like all of the Friday Pattern Company patterns that have binding, there are pattern pieces to make your own binding, like the saguaro top and the sport shorts. But I love this look probably because it's a nod to the 80s where we wore these shorts. Not cheetah necessarily, but it reminds me of the gym shorts that I wore in the 80s. So these super cute. I put a little Chef's Kiss label on there. There wasn't anything in my label stash that I thought went better, and I think that's fantastic. And I can put a picture of me wearing those in there. And then I made these Coffee Gnome sport shorts as well, and I put the gray, they match his beard, and I think they're fabulous as well. And again, I put a little Chef's Kiss, and those are all both out of my Kylie and the Machines advent calendar from Christmas. So those were both for me. And now I'll have 2 pairs of sport shorts, and then that should last me. It's a 3-night, 4-day retreat, and I can just rewear one pair, or I can take another pair of my sport shorts. I have a couple other pairs that I've made that are just a little bit bigger sized. And then I made a pair of guinea pig sport shorts for my daughter, which she immediately took and started wearing. So I can't show you those, but I can put in a picture. It's a kind of a dark picture, but I'll put it in. They're adorable. And I forget what label I used on those, but oh, it was the Spectacular label with the little glasses, because the guinea pigs are wearing glasses and eating ramen, and they're fantastic. So that I made 4 total makes, and yeah, I realize none of those are the ones that I talked about in my video, but that's okay. I can still make all of those things, and that's the glory of sewing our own clothes. So what I'm working on today is this Nomi 2016. This dress. I put in, this is supposed to be an invisible zip. I realize I don't think I have an invisible zip foot, because I did everything I could to get close. Now, I think this is pretty good, because I haven't sewn a zipper in a garment since my daughter was probably 5. So I've never sewn a zipper in a garment for myself. So I'm going to pat myself on the back. But I've never sewn an invisible zip, and this certainly isn't invisible. I realize that. But I think it's a pretty good zipper. So I don't think I have an invisible zipper foot that came with my Singer Heavy Duty, and I don't think there's an invisible zipper foot that came in this extended foot box that I bought. If there is, maybe somebody can show me what it looks like, because this is the zipper foot that I was using, and I think that's just the regular zipper foot, and there's nothing else in here that looks like that. I mean, I got a walking foot, I've got I've got like I don't know, I've got a lot of other feet, and I've got, but I don't know if I guess I'll have to buy an invisible zipper foot. I got my darts front and back, and then I had to add an extra dart because there was way too much room. So I added, and this is probably an improper dart, but I had to put it here because adding to this dart would have never pulled it in enough to make it fit. It was really, really big and roomy. I didn't take any pictures. I was just plowing through. But by doing this shaping dart and this other dart, now it actually fits my chest. I can't show you because I'm the only one home, and there's no way I could zip it up. That's a lot of zipper. But now it fits me. And then I had to take some more in on the side seam in order for it to fit me in the back. So the bodice fits, and now I just have to attach the rest of the skirt. And I thought I had lost this piece of the pocket, but I dug and dug and dug and dug and dug and dug again, and then I found it. So egg on my face, but luckily I found it. So, and then I had just enough fabric to cut out the Donnie shirt sleeve. I laid it on there and it just fit. So Donnie shirt sleeves is what's going on this. I have no choice besides to make it sleeveless, or the Donnie shirt sleeve. So I'm going to put Donnie shirt sleeves on. So we've got a memorial to go to tomorrow, my husband and I. Sorry again that this clashes. Which is about a 4-hour drive one way. And I would like to get that done. I mean, I don't know what the appropriate outfit for a memorial is. Our friend died in October, November. I think it was early November. And his wife's having his memorial tomorrow. So I don't know what the appropriate, I don't know what you're supposed to wear to a memorial, but I feel like bright and cheerful would be the way to go. So I'd like to wear that, but it's 10:20 now a.m. But I'm home alone, and I'll see if I can get it done. And then if I can get that done, I don't know if I can get anything else done. My husband wanted me to go to Lowe's, the home goods store, and get some grass seed and stuff, and I just told him no, because I've got stuff I need to finish. Our plan was to stay, since it's a 4-hour drive, I don't know how long the memorial is, and then a 4-hour drive back. Our original plan was to stay down there, but I'm not sure that's the plan. So I guess it depends on how I feel after the memorial, because I'm the driver, which is fine. So that's what I've got planned today. So those are what I've made, and then I do have a Sew April blouse video coming up the 3rd week of April, and I plan also to go back to that sewing social that I went to in February that week. So maybe I'll do maybe I'll tell you how that goes. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more. Those are the same people that, it's the same association, the American Sewing Guild, the Willamette Valley chapter, that do the Sewing Social retreat in August. So I'm trying to make friends with whomever I can, so that I know somebody there. But I mean, that's not the end of the world if I don't, because really I'm just going to sew for several days, because we can't do that when we're at home, right? I mean, husbands want us to go get grass seed, and daughters want us to make them dinner, and all those things. But anyway, I also need to get some fabric washed so that I can work on blouses, because there are some other blouse patterns that I downloaded for Sew Frugal that I think would work for Sew April blouse. And I also purchased Friday Pattern Company patina blouse, which I've never had before. But I never purchased it before because of the low neckline. I didn't realize it had a higher neckline, a higher V, which, because I'm too busty to show a bunch of cleavage at my age. I'm 55. Personally, I don't think I need to flash cleavage to anybody. Younger me, I didn't mind that, but yeah, I don't wear cleavage heavy tops anymore. I'm in my 30s maybe, but not anymore. I mean, that's just my choice. I have no issues if that's something that you choose to do, but it's just for me, that's not, in my job, in my office, in my lifestyle. That's not a choice that I need to make. So, I like that it has a higher V. I did watch Sequin Girly Creates. I think that's her. I forget what her name is, but I've been watching some of her videos lately, and I did notice that she raised it a little bit more, but I think that's because she has a shorter bust to shoulder. I have a longer bust to shoulder, so I think it'll be just fine, because my chest seems to fall lower, because like princess seam stuff, I think that's what they call, no, empire waist stuff, I have to lower. I cannot buy ready to wear empire waisted things. It cuts right in the middle of my chest. So I think whatever the my hunch is, whatever the shorter V-neck point is, should be fine based on that. But we'll see. I mean, but that is one of the blouses that I think I would like to sew up. The patina blouse by Friday Pattern Company. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, but I need to get this dress finished. It's been on my Make 9 for 2 years now, and that's my plan today. Today, finish a dress. And now I should get this video finished for you. So thank you so much for joining me. If you have liked this video, and I would love a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you clicked that button. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and a notification bell would be fantastic. If you have recently subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. It means the world to me. I hope you get some time to sew today and enjoy this beautiful spring that we're having. I hope you're having a beautiful spring wherever you are. Thank you so much. Bye. Okay, it is 1:10. I just thought I would come on and say I finished my dress, and I love it. It is amazing. I will put in a couple pictures I just took in my kitchen. It came out really long. I put a 3-inch hem in the bottom. I used my new hot hammer. Sorry, turned around. So, and this is 3 inches, even though it doesn't say. But, so I just used this, and then I folded it in half when I went, and then it doesn't say what size hem to put in it, of course, but because it was to the ground. I'm only 5'6". It doesn't say what size person it was drafted for, but these dresses are, I mean, I sewed this theoretically. I didn't do those sleeves. And it is shorter on her than it is on me, but it looked really cute when it was so long. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna hem it enough that I don't trip on it when I'm walking. I don't wear high heels most of the time, and this is sort of it's just cotton, so I'm just gonna wear it in the summer, most likely. So another change I did besides the sleeves, and again, the Donnie sleeves worked out perfectly fine, and I love it. I just did a couple little, I didn't bother gathering it. I just did like 7 little tiny tucks on each sleeve, because there was just a tiny bit of extra, and then they fit perfectly. Look at that flower match. Sorry. This is supposed to be a lined bodice. I just put a little bit of bias tape around the neckline. I didn't see any reason to line it. I'm wearing a black bra. You cannot see through this. There was no reason to line it. That was just a lot of extra work that I didn't need to do, and I wasn't convinced I was going to love it, but I love it. I will definitely be making another one. I don't know what fabric I'll use, but pockets are fantastic. They're deep and lovely, and I love pockets in a dress. I love pockets in everything. But anyway, I just thought I'd come back on and show you my dress. I did it. I made it. In fact, the label I put in it says done, done, done. Perfect. It wasn't a hard sew at all. If this is something that you were looking at doing, if like me you were intimidated by these sleeves, if like me you don't love a giant poof sleeve, or you know, have the upper body that supports that giant poof sleeve, the Dawny sleeve, short sleeve, works fantastic, and I think it looks great. I might be biased, but I think it looks great with them. I will put pictures in, and like I said, mine is longer than the pattern pack. I did nothing to make it longer. I cut the pattern pieces out exactly like it says. There's a lot of gathering. I don't mind gathering, but other than that, it was a pretty simple sew. The instructions aren't fantastic, but it doesn't really matter. I didn't look at them that closely. But anyway, I just thought I would share because I'm excited about it. It's fantastic. I love it, and I thought I would share. So thank you again for tuning back in and sticking around, and I hope that you found this useful. All right, have a great day. Take care. Bye.